Good morning to everyone. I am KARLINAH Binti Mohammed from SMK Ranca, Federal Territory of Labuan. Today, I would like to share my good practice entitled Enhancing Students' Financial Problem-Solving Skills through the KPKK Strategy and P+PRT Formula application in credit card outstanding balance calculation. This practice focuses on improving students' understanding and problem-solving skills in calculating credit card outstanding balances by connecting mathematics with real-life financial situation. This good practice focuses on improving students' ability to solve credit card outstanding balance problems in consumer mathematics. Based on classroom observation and students' work, I found that students had difficulties in interpreting financial information in choosing the correct calculation method. Although students learned simple interest, they were not confident in applying the concept to credit card situation. Therefore, I introduced the keyword identification strategy, KPKK, together with the P+PRT formula to help students identify important information that solve problems systematically. The results show that all 26 students improved their understanding, accuracy, and confidence in solving credit card outstanding balance problem. From my analysis, students' main problem was not basic calculation skills. The main difficulty was understanding the question and identifying the important information such as principal value, interest rate, and time period. Besides that, the P+PRT formula was not specifically introduced in the textbooks for credit card outstanding balance situation. Therefore, students needed a strategy to connect mathematical concepts with real-life financial problems. From my analysis, I found that students' main difficulty was not basic calculation skills, but understanding the information given in the question. For example, in the textbook, the solution for credit card outstanding balance question involves several steps and a long calculation process. Although the method is mathematically correct, some students found it difficult to identify which information was important and why each step was needed. They focus more on following the steps rather than understanding the relationship between the information given and the mathematical concept. Therefore, I realized that students needed a simpler strategy to help them identify the important information first before choosing the correct calculation method. This led to the development of the keyword identification strategy, or KPKK. This good practice was implemented based on Ellen Ferrand's action research model. The process involved 5 steps. First, in identifying the problem. Second, collecting data. Third, analyzing the data. Fourth, implementing the intervention using the KPKK strategy and P+PRT formula. Finally, reflecting on the effectiveness of the practice. The objective of this practice are, first, to improve students' ability to identify keywords and important information. Second, to help students apply the simple interest concept in real-life financial situation. Third, to improve students' accuracy, confidence, and systematic problem-solving skills. This practice involved 26 Form 3 Abu Raihan students from SMK Ranca, Federal Territory of Labuan. Data were collected through classroom assessment analysis, classroom observation, students' exercises, error analysis, and discussion with students. The data helped me identify students' difficulties and plan a suitable intervention. The analysis shows that students' weakness was not calculation ability, but their difficulty in interpreting information in choosing the correct formula. After implementing the KPKK strategy with the P plus PRT formula, all 26 students show improvement in identifying information, choosing the correct method, and presenting solutions systematically. Based on the findings, I developed the KPKK strategy through the application of the P plus PRT formula. Students were guided to identify the principal value P, determine the interest rate R, identify the time period T, understand the requirement of the question, and apply the formula correctly. This strategy helps students understand the concept instead of only memorizing steps. Now, I would like to show one of the teaching slides that I use in my classroom. Instead of asking students to memorize the solution, I first guided them to identify the keywords in the question. Students identify the principal or P, the interest rate R, and the time or T. Then they directly apply the formula P plus PRT to calculate the outstanding balance. This simple strategy helps students understand the concept and make the calculation easier and more systematic. This is an example of my students' work after using the KPKK strategy. You can see that the students apply the formula step by step. All 26 students were able to solve the questions correctly with greater confidence. Impact on teachers. This practice improved my teaching approach by connecting mathematical concepts with real-life financial situations. It also provides a simple innovation that can be applied to other consumer mathematics topics. Impact on students. Students improve the ability to identify important information, apply mathematical concepts, and solve problems with more confidence and accuracy. In conclusion, the KPKK strategy through the P plus PRT formula helps students understand the relationship between information, mathematical concepts, and real-life situations. Students move from memorizing procedures to understanding the reasoning behind the solution. This practice has the potential to be applied to other financial topics such as loans, investment, and saving. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention.